John Fetterman's campaign has released another ad attacking Dr. Oz, which I love. And this time, he decided to target Dr. Oz and his shady miracle pills to expose just how Dr. Oz is essentially a snake oil salesman. And so let's take a look at that and we'll give you some more info.
I've got the #1 miracle in a bottle to burn your fat.
Magic weight loss cure for every body type.
The magic ingredient that lets you lose weight without diet or exercise.
Lose fat without diet or exercise. People were allowed to do whatever they wanted to do. We didn't change their exercise, didn't change what they ate.
Do you believe there's a magic weight loss cure out there?
The word, if you're selling something because it's magical, no.
Do you believe that there's a miracle pill out there?
There's not a pill that's gonna help you long-term lose weight and live the best life without diet and exercise.
I mean, look, we've been very critical of the bogus supplements that Alex Jones and his cronies sell, but the person who was also selling them for a long time and it was unchecked for a long time was Dr. Oz. So I love that Fetterman is using this against him, as he should. Now, the polling numbers do look great for Fetterman. So Mayor John Fetterman leads Dr. Mehmet Oz 52 to 38% among likely voters in Pennsylvania's US Senate race. And that's according to a new poll from nonpartisan political action committee Center Street PAC. 10% of voters remain undecided. So John, jump in here.
Yeah, so Fetterman's, they're all winners. He's doing a good job. And importantly, it's not just wins on social media. If it was every week or so, we show you an awesome meme he did or a video, and then we go to the polls and we're like, he's down by 3. Well, that would not be as good news, but he is actually succeeding and seems to have good policy. So that's everything that we want wrapped up into one. On Oz though, I think grift is terrible everywhere you find it. And the worst kind, probably in terms of the damage it does to you, is the political grifters, whether in politics or in media. But I think the second worst kind is exactly the kind that you saw there. Because of how much people struggle with their overall health and fitness, but specifically their weight. And every year people struggle more and they try so hard and they spend so much money. So for you to come in and make money lying to them.
Yes.
Saying there's a total way to skip past all of these struggles. You should do this. You know it's not gonna work. You know they're just gonna waste money. And in fact, it might have tons of negative health effects to compound whatever it is that they're dealing with. That is so gross that I guess it's legal. It's the sort of thing that doesn't feel like it should be. Like the idea that you can't smoke marijuana, but I can make millions selling you speed or whatever to supposedly make you lose weight. I know it's not gonna make you lose weight and I know it's gonna cause health problems for you, but whatever, I'm gonna get rich. That is a weird way that we've formulated this country.
Can I just say, this is a little bit of a tangent, but it needs to be said. The fact that the FDA doesn't regulate supplements, that the entire vitamin/supplement industry goes unchecked is a huge problem in this country, okay? And there's all sorts of snake oil sold to all sorts of Americans and it's depressing to see it happen. It could really mess with your health.
Yeah.
And people make money off of it. They make money off of promoting it, as is the case with Alex Jones, as was the case with Dr. Oz. And the other thing that he's a massive hypocrite on is, on one hand, previously acknowledging the price gouging that's taking place with pharmaceutical companies and how people who need insulin to survive are being screwed over. And then on the other hand, being funded handsomely from the very companies that are price gouging Americans for these life-saving drugs as we speak. So let's talk about that a little bit. In 2019, Dr. Oz went on a crusade against insulin prices in the US. In fact, he covered the issue on his program. And let's share this fun tweet with you where, again, in 2019, he says, insulin prices are soaring and causing desperate families to buy the life-saving drug from strangers. Tomorrow we'll go undercover to find out if black market diabetes medication could be putting your life at risk. So he understands the seriousness of it, right? He even wrote an op-ed in Newsmax about skyrocketing insulin prices, writing, globally, 3 companies dominate the insulin market, and all of them have raised their prices dramatically. In 1996, the original price of Humalog was $21 a vial. It is now $275. Experts say it's a result of inadequately designed insurance coverage in both private insurance and Medicare, and alleged price fixing by pharmaceutical companies. It's not alleged, it's definitely happening. When Joe Manchin's daughter was the CEO of Mylan Pharmaceuticals, she conspired with Pfizer to basically persuade them to avoid putting out a generic version of the EpiPen, for instance. And when she did that, she's like, look, don't put out the generic version. And since we'll monopolize the market here at Mylan, we'll do some revenue sharing with you, profit sharing with you. And that's what they did. They jacked up the prices.
Yep.
They made sure that the EpiPen wasn't available as like a 1 pen thing. You'd have to buy 2 pens at once. It was astronomically priced, and she faced no consequences for that at all. That is how the system works. It's disgusting. Now, I want to skip ahead to the last graphic here, because while on one hand he pretended to be concerned about what pharmaceutical companies were doing, he is definitely bought off by the very companies that are price gouging you for these life-saving drugs. A personal financial disclosure filed by Oz's campaign in April shows that he stands to profit from investments as well in the exact companies he blamed for causing the insulin price increases. The disclosure showed that Oz has invested between $280,000 and $600,000 in United Health, and another $50,000 to $100,000 in CVS Health. He also has been $1,000 and $15,000, has between, I apologize. So he also has between $1,000 and $15,000 in Cigna stock. The way the disclosures work is you give them the ballpark of how much money you have invested. That's why you see that disparity there.
Yeah, that's absolutely insane how wealthy he is, and how much of a hypocrite he is, and how much of a grifter he is. And he did all this talking about insulin. It would have been really interesting to see him if he were already in the Senate. I almost guarantee that he would have joined the vast majority of the Republicans who were for getting rid of that insulin cap. Yeah, you can't trust these people. No. You can't. You can trust him less than most.
And it seems as though the voters in Pennsylvania can see that he's untrustworthy, which is a good sign.
Yeah.
All right, well, one final story for you before we wrap up the main show, but the fun continues with the bonus episode, so don't miss that, tyt.com/join.